All right, so we are all set up, as you can see. I'm just kind of chillaxing right now. I'm not going to go out first session. I might skip the second one too, but I'm just waiting for the riders meeting and just keeping things relaxed. Going to go over some track notes and work on getting my mind back in that flow, but feeling cautiously optimistic with my legs. So got some goals for the day that I want to hit, and fingers crossed we'll be able to hit those, and then we'll have a good setup for the races the next 2 days. Alrighty, first session of the day for me, second session of the day total. Gonna go out and see how the knee feels. Fingers crossed. First session went out, was pretty sore. I didn't have anything on my knee or anything, no compression sleeves or braces or ointments or anything. It was pretty sore. Did like a 23 was my best. Put the compression sleeve on, put some CBD cream on. Seemed to help quite a bit. Still feeling off getting through the turns, slow going in, and I think part of it I'm still getting a little bit used to how the tires are feeling too. Back fine with my how my body's feeling, but did some 21s, still way off where I want to be, but I'm going to keep trying to push and see if I can work on some corners and get more comfortable with how my legs feeling. So we'll keep doing what we can do. All right, I'm starting to put some pieces together. Things are feeling better. Got in some traffic, but was doing 21s in traffic. Got an open lap, did a 20, so getting a little bit quicker. So goal is to get a little, drop another second or two by the end of the day comfortably. I don't want to, the problem is I want to do that and not feel like I'm pushing, but with the way my legs feel and everything's kind of feeling like I'm pushing, so we'll see how things go. But I'm just going to keep plugging away. So at the end of the practice day, I had kind of mixed feelings. I did feel good that, you know, I was able to get through with my leg, and I got some consistent laps in, and my leg wasn't feeling too bad, but I was disappointed because I wasn't quite able to get down to the times I wanted. I think my best lap of the practice day was probably around something in the 19s. If it had been any other year, I would have been ecstatic for that, because those are the times I'd end the season with, and then I would be stuck in the mid-20s at the start of the season. So from that standpoint, it's good. It's a little bit concerned about my leg, just because I felt like I was pushing harder than I was, than my lap times reflected, because of how my leg was feeling. But I was feeling cautiously optimistic for the next day. It's supposed to be a nice dry day. It was supposed to be a little rainy in the morning, but then it was supposed to dry out, and then I'd have a chance to kind of see how things hold up under race conditions. And as we all know, once the adrenaline gets flowing and you get in that race mode, everything else kind of falls away, which is kind of what I was hoping was going to happen with my leg. Yeah, it's first day of racing, and it's kind of weird start because it's sunny right now, but it's sprinkling. It's supposed to clear up soon. We have TC, so we've got a big break, and then we'll actually get to do some racing because I don't have any races before TC. Jermaine, did you sign up for Lightweight Formula 40?
Yes.
So you do have a race before TC?
Yeah.
So I can get to watch your first race. I can watch the little caterpillar turn into a butterfly. So I'm gonna go out for the second practice session, trying some things with pressures, and then we're gonna go from there. In the meantime, we're gonna look seriously good looking in our knockarounds. Gotta take it easy. Gotta save yourself for the races, because it's supposed to be dry once the sprinkling's done here in a few minutes. And all a team challenge will be, the team challenge race is gonna be run before I do anything. There'll be 3 or 4 sprints before then. So, track should be fine by the time we go. All right, we're gonna go on and spin a few laps in the second practice session, just loosen up a little bit, because we got kind of a long break. Plus, I gotta go out because it's someone's first time as a racer on track. Woo! Oh wait, where's Gerard? Gerard's such a loser. Why isn't he here? I figured I did that enough. I figured I did that enough to Jermaine. I have to do it back. So
Again, this is
So clearly it's a different day because, you know, we're all bundled up and it's freezing
brought to you
now.
by Michelin Tires, a 75
Jay got his
lap
race in, and then
Again,
all the good
75
weather went away.
laps or 2
Hogged it
hours,
all
I
for
believe,
himself,
is
him and
the
Ike.
time limit.
That's right.
Currently,
Yeah. This
get
guy.
more.
Yep. I'm gonna go win my first race, and then the weather's gonna be crap.
Currently there are 44 laps.
Wait, is Gerard's bike in there? I'll just take that out.
Yeah, just take it out.
He's got
Toss
like
it down.
street tires on it, right?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
The street tires you don't want to be in the rain on.
You know what? I want to try out some new bodywork. Let's go like trim it, put it on my bike.
Right.
Gerard doesn't need that.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah. Wait, isn't Kevin's bike in there too?
It's in my trailer now.
Yeah. Oh. All right, you sign up for a middleweight race on that.
There you go.
I'll sign up for one on his, and we'll just go race their bikes and not tell them.
Throw some numbers on it real
Yeah.
quick.
I don't remember the tires looking like this. Yeah, you guys were going so hard. Look what you guys did.
That's right. The hot boys.
There's like remnants of like a CCS stick or something. On there. Like I don't know where that came from.
That's odd.
Yeah.
You guys don't race.
Yeah, weird. Yet.
68 laps. So 68 laps complete, 7 to go. 7 to go for Barrel Performance. The second place, ACU Motorcycles, number 14 to Fastlane Racing. Third place, ACU Motorcycles.
So now we wait. So it rained. There was a race going on, one right before my first one, which is Ultralight Superbike, and one of the riders high-sided, and when his bike landed, it cracked the case, leaked oil everywhere coming out of the bus stop. So we're on a pretty long hold right now. They're doing a cleanup on it. And they're even, I guess it got bad enough, they're soaping the track, and they've got the tractor out there brushing it, drying it, trying to do everything to get that off there. So I guess we get to be the guinea pigs, but everyone's got their rain tires on. It's starting to dry. Okay, well, no, it's not really starting to dry. But so as we can see, the race has started out wet, and it pretty much took me the whole first race to remember how to go around the track in the rain. Just trying to remember where I can go that has grip, which parts are going to have more grip, which ones aren't at Blackhawk. So I got through that first race. I believe I ended up in P3, but that helped me kind of iron things out and get my head back in the game for Super Sport. Had a nice little battle with Tyson at the beginning there, so that was a lot of fun. And I figured he was on me pretty much the whole race, so I did what I could to throw traffic at him and try and get a little bit of a gap. So towards the end there, I kind of did what I could to create that and was able to pull out the win there. So then for Lightweight Superbike, which is my next race, I was really feeling in the groove and really wanted to do whatever I could to try and stick with Ike, because Ike was really, really quick in the wet, and my goal was to just kind of stick with him as best I could and see what I could learn. And the race started out, he got away a little bit, but I just kind of stayed smooth, tried to stay consistent, and was figuring out places that I could, you know, pick up some speed, pick up some time, and I was actually able to close the gap on him. And coming into the last corner on the last lap, we hit a lapper, and Ike got out ahead. He was ahead of me, obviously, and you know, I was able to get a good drive. I kind of had to take a weird line to try and go around. I think he was going to try and go around the outside, but didn't end up working, so we had to cut around as we exited, and I was able to get a good drive out and actually pull off the win in that race by a tenth or two, which was really cool. Because like I said, Ike's the carrot in the wet for us, and he's got a lot of speed and a lot of talent in the wet. So to be able to just stick with him and pull out that win was huge for me. And in the next race, the rain started to pick up again, so some of the spots where we were able to originally go and have grip, all of a sudden we didn't. So I had a couple big moments, and I'm sure they don't look like big moments on the camera, but a couple significant moments in the bus stop, and then in in turn 1. So I kind of backed things down a little bit there. The mistake I made was I backed things down too much. So that's something I definitely learned, and that I need to remember for next time is, you know, just because I I may have a moment in one spot. It doesn't mean it's going to happen each lap. I don't need to back things down so much, or at least the extent that I did. So we ended the first day of racing. It was, you know, wet races, but I felt like things went really well overall. So, recapping Sunday. First race of the day Sunday was GTL. It was a nice dry day compared to Saturday. Perfect day to go racing. And my main goal for GTL was to run consistent times. And what I mean by that is, what happened in the past is I would usually kind of drop off, and my times would kind of drop off as the race went on. And even in some of my sprints that would happen. So my goal was to be consistent or even get quicker as the race went on. And the race started out pretty crazy because Ike and I got into a pretty intense battle right away, which was super fun. And for the first few laps, we were just going back and forth, and that was awesome. I made a couple mistakes, and he got a little distance on me, and I was trying to make up that gap, and we caught a lapper who was on a middleweight bike, so I think he was probably in the wrong race. But I caught him, and I saw him as I was coming out of turn 5, and noticed he was going really slow, and it looked like he was pulled way over to the side, so I thought he was pulling in. And I went to go around his outside, coming into 6 silo, and then suddenly he drifted out. And I had to check up, and that put an even bigger gap between me and Ike, and at that point I knew there wasn't really anything I was going to be able to do to catch him. So I just kind of settled into my rhythm, and I thought, you know, there were a bunch of people probably stacked up behind me, especially with that moment with that lapper. So I just tried to put my head down, and I ended up second in the race, which was cool for 1 and 2, and more importantly to me, I actually dropped my times a little bit, went a little bit quicker as the race went on. So that was really cool. I think my best time in that race was somewhere around like an 18.2. So I was really happy for that. And then we moved on to lightweight super sport, and I got a good jump in lightweight super sport. I believe I got the whole shot in that race. And then Ray came up my inside and made a pass into the bus stop, and I did my best that I could to try and stick with him, but I couldn't hold on to him. But I ended up second in that race. And then the rest of the 3 races, lightweight GP, superbike, and ultralight superbike, nothing too crazy happened in those races, other than I think it was in GP or superbike, I don't remember offhand, but I had a really good battle with Mark, and we were going back and forth there for a bit, and into turn 1 on several laps in a row, we were just trying to outbrake each other. And coming onto the last lap, we both broke really late, at least what I thought was really late, and both our front ends were chattering away, and I was on the inside, and what I should have done is kind of get a little bit better drive out on the exit, but he was able to get a better drive out and basically get the pass done on me on the inside before turn 2. But I kept with him through that lap because it was the last lap, and I knew Mark had a little bit of horsepower on me, so if he basically if I didn't have a decent gap on him, you know, there wasn't going to be anything I was going to be able to do before the line. So I figured, what the heck, I was close going into turn 7, so I try a block pass and see if I can kind of throw off his drive. And I did the best I could. I was able to get the pass done, but he was able to do the over-under and make a nice pass, or repass on me rather. But even though I didn't keep that position, it was still a really fun race. It's always fun racing with Mark. So like I said, overall things went decently to start out, especially compared to any of my years past. I'm really happy with how the weekend went. You know, in all my past seasons, I'd get quicker by the end of the season. I might just touch into the 19s, and when the next season rolls around, my first weekend at Blackhawk, I'm 3, 4, 5 seconds off from that, struggling to get back down into those times, and I'm running off pace, and I'm frustrated. But this time, I was really happy that I was able to run within the realm of my best times. You know, my best time is right around like 17.5, somewhere in there. So still a little bit off of that, but based on where I was in years past, I'm really happy with how things went. And I was consistently in the 18s and 19s through pretty much the whole weekend, other than obviously on Saturday when we were in the rain. But got some re-exposure to the wet again, which was nice to get back in that mindset, to remember how to do that in case it happens again this season. And like I said, have some good results, good races, and get some more racecraft and practice and whatnot under my belt, some of the races, so that was really cool. And like I said, after this, I'm going to be working on the next vlog, which is going to be talking about basically the ZARS testing, motorway, and then the June CCS weekend, all kind of rolled into one. And then we'll have another one for the Brainerd round. So stay tuned for that. But just wanted to say thanks as always for watching and checking out my videos. Please feel free to like and subscribe and comment on things that you'd like to see, maybe things that you didn't like to see. And thank you as always to all my sponsors for their continued support. Really happy to have you all on board this season, and looking forward to continuing to have some good solid weekends. So stay tuned. Thanks.